Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is the last round of Maia Open and I am so excited to show you this game because I faced Samuel Toniolo, who was actually staying in the same hotel, and I was seeing this person almost every single day because we had the streamers group in this hotel and we had the group of Italians that were also staying in the same hotel, and we would meet each other. Well, maybe not every single day, but we saw each other around quite often, of course, as we were heading to the same place every day. And yeah, it was always good fun, good times with the Italians. But in the last round, I had to face one of them. And I was super excited to face them and yeah, show them who is the boss here. But I was also a bit, I wouldn't say scared, but after yesterday's loss, well, the last round's loss in round 8, I was not really feeling that great and confident anymore. I was looking at my opponent's opening, and in the preparation, I saw that he plays a lot of Najdorf, and I thought, okay, I want to make it spicy and exciting, and I want to do what I have been doing this entire tournament: attack. So I was ready to attack against the Najdorf, and yeah, he does know his lines pretty well as far as I could see, so I thought, okay, that's going to be a challenge to outplay someone that knows their opening well. Anyway, round 9, I am facing Samuel, and I start with e4. He starts with d6, and I just smiled. During the game, I just laughed, and I thought, wow, I spent all morning preparing as Najdorf, and my opponent just plays a different move on the first move. Afterwards, I was told, you know, so d4, knight f6, knight c3, e5, knight f3. This is the Philidor. And afterwards, the Italians told me that, yeah, I don't know what to do against Philidor defense. And I told them, yeah, well, yes. How do you know? I didn't know how they knew, but I guess, you know, I don't know. I'm just developing pieces, right? After this game, I should really look into the Philidor. But it's just an opening that nobody really plays. I guess it's just not really that great. There's better alternatives, right? But I guess it's a nice surprise weapon because I really didn't know what to do against it, and I'm just developing my pieces. So knight bd7, bishop c4, bishop e7, h3, c6. I'm just developing a4 to prevent the move b5. So short castle, short castle. Wait, I didn't play short castle. Maybe short castle was a good idea, but the thing is that I was a bit scared of this capture here, and then I have to give up the one of the pieces. If I play bishop d3 here, I run into some tactical difficulties with my bishop hanging, so I have to play rook e1. That doesn't really seem nice. I would be losing my bishop pair. So that's why I was not going to play bishop d3, but I considered knight takes and pawn takes on e5. And I wasn't really sure what to think of this. I didn't really like this position. I should be okay, but I didn't really know what to think of this. So that's why I thought I have to retreat that bishop. That bishop does not feel safe on c4. I played a4, so I don't really want to play bishop b3. Instead, let me go back all the way to a2. What can be bad about this, right? My opponent took on d4, which is good. Queen, I was thinking of queen takes d4, but I decided for knight takes d4 because I wanted to play knight f5 perhaps in the future. Knight c5, queen f3. I have to defend my pawn on e4. Here, queen b6, knight f5. Here, of course, the threat is to take on e4, and I guess I could have played queen e3 to defend my knight and keep the pawn on e4 defended, but I didn't really like putting the queen on the same file as my king, and with rook e8 incoming, I wasn't entirely sure about this. I would have to play f3 at some point. It looks really ugly, right? So I played knight f5. I thought we have to go for activity, and remember, I'm still in the mood to attack, so I thought this is a great start. My opponent has to take, and I take with the pawn. I thought, you know, my pawn is already on f5, one of them. I have 3 more pawns that are ready to go forward, especially the pawn on g2. And I want to play g4, g5, and make it exciting. d5 is what my opponent played. Really good move. And yeah, my opponent could have played queen a6 to prevent me from castling, but here I thought, okay, I guess I have b4, and my opponent cannot take on a4 because knight takes, queen takes, and I have bishop takes f7, discovery check, right? So that's why this is not possible. And yeah, the knight will have to retreat somewhere. Let's say knight here, then I have b5, and it doesn't look so great, but for me that is. It looks very, you know, I don't know what this is. It looks very bad, you know, so many holes in my position. But at least I will be able to castle, I thought. So yeah, anyway. Queen a6 was a possible move, but d5 makes a lot of sense. I took the opportunity to castle here because I thought it was getting very windy over here around the king. And here my opponent went for knight fe4. It's very difficult to see what the better move was for my opponent because knight fe4 makes just a lot of sense. You want to move forward. You want to continue putting pressure on the opponent. I guess queen b4 was possible here to attack the pawn on a4, but it's kind of a sophisticated move. It feels odd to play queen b4 here, but it's hard to defend my pawn, I guess. So since the bishop is now cut off on this diagonal, I guess bishop takes to 7 is not a move anymore, right? So yeah. Anyway, knight fe4 was played. I took, and then pawn takes e4. And here I am starting to feel confident because queen g4, and I'm ready to start attacking with my pair of bishops. A5 was played, c3, and the reason why I played c3 is because I want to play bishop e3, bishop d4, and checkmate. Because let's say my opponent plays whatever, rook here, rook here, and then bishop d4. And all of a sudden, how do you defend this pawn on g7? Because if you play bishop f6, I just take on f6, and you cannot move the pawn on f7. If you move g6, I can just take, queen takes g6 mate. So yeah, there's all sorts of issues, and the queen has to keep defending the knight, or the bishop has to keep defending the knight. The knight is also very loose on c5, right? So that's why c3 is a subtle move. It's like basically preparing this little tactic kind of thing, and asks my opponent, okay, what do you do now? Because it feels like almost every move is just not helpful here at all. My opponent runs away with queen c7. I simply continue developing with bishop e3. Knight e7 was played, which makes a lot of sense because if my opponent doesn't move the knight, then I'm just going to play f6, threaten checkmate. My opponent takes, then the knight is hanging. So my opponent has to move the knight, and he did it instantly. Queen takes e4. Now I'm just winning the pawn, and I'm super happy. Knight f6, queen f3. It doesn't still, I mean, it's winning, but I still have to play the right moves here because my pawn f5 is really nice, but that's the only, like, that's the pawn I'm ahead in material, and it feels like it's blocked there. It doesn't really do much, so I have to still find the right moves here. b5 was played. I take, and here I go for g4. I thought, okay, I need to support this pawn. I need to make use of that extra pawn on the king side, so I played g4, h6, and here I played move queen g2. Apparently, I had an idea to force myself to a winning position, but I didn't quite see it. I will show you what happened first before I will show you the winning idea because it's crazy. Here my opponent went for knight h7. And okay, I will keep it still on this position, as in I'll go back for one move to show you what I should have done. So now that we know that knight h7 is a bad move, I could have forced the knight to go back there by playing h4 and then go g5. And let's say my opponent plays knight h7. Now we're in the same position basically, and everything is still, you know, working for me. And I have to be a little bit careful about my pawn h4 because it's hanging now, but I can play g5 right now. And yeah, I could have forced the knight to go back, but I didn't. And that's why queen g2 is not so great. But what I did have in mind is I want to prepare h4 g5 with my queen on the g file and try to support this pawn push on the g file with my queen. And at the same time, I'm eyeing on that rook on a8 for a reason. Because what if I somehow manage my opponent to make a move such as king h8? Because then all of a sudden bishop takes f7, and this rook cannot capture the bishop because it's protecting the rook on a8. And if the capture happens, then I take on a8. So that's why knight h7. Now, you may guess the move here, which move I played here, but I'm just super excited to show you this move. It's so awesome. In this very position, the reason why knight h7 is bad, because I already have the move bishop takes f7, which is a crazy move. A crazy, crazy move. I was so happy when I saw this, and it only hit me in this very moment. When my opponent put the knight back on h7, I thought, wait, I have this bishop takes f7 idea in my mind for so long, but now that the knight is gone, I'm suddenly seeing like this empty space on the diagonal here, on the, you can say on the king side or in the center, because after king takes f7, which is basically forced, well, king h is probably better to just accept that you're down 2 pawns and you still play on. But the problem is with king takes f7 is that I play queen d5 check. And if my opponent plays king f6, it is checkmate on e6, which is crazy, right? Like, queen e6 checkmate? Are you kidding me? The rooks are just not playing at all. So, of course, king e8 is the other option, which is not lost in one move. But I simply take the rook on a8, and my opponent's king is just stuck. After king f7, I'm just going to retreat and to d5 and king e8, and I'm just going to pick up everything in this position already. So yeah, after queen d5, this is when my opponent resigned, and I was so happy. I mean, my opponent is rated 2000, so it is expected, right, that I win. But I was not looking at the ratings today. This is another game. This is another one of those that, you know, last round, you still want to keep fighting. You still want to do your best. And this win was super, super important to me because not only did I finish on 6 out of 9 and I won the second women's prize, and all of that was so amazing to finish on a good score. During the game, I was thinking, wait, I'm currently on plus 14 or 15 or something. If I win this game, I will be on plus 20 points at least. And before this tournament, I made a goal for myself that if I win, one goal that I had, one of my main goals that is, that I would win at least 20 points ELO. And I completely forgot about this, that I wrote it down somewhere where I want to keep track of things, and I completely forgot about this until the very last game. It suddenly appeared in my head. Wait, I suddenly remembered that I have this goal that I want to win 20 rating points, and I'm in my last game, and if I win this game, I will have plus 20 points. So that was just crazy to realize this during the game. I'm not sure if that was a good thing because it puts more pressure on me, right? But everything ended well. I finished on 6 out of 9. I gained 21 rating points, and I am just so happy. Like, it almost feels like I beat a GM. That's how happy I felt, because if I lost this game, I would have had no rating win. So you can like see how much one game just like it can make the difference. If I would have lost this game, it would have been a bad tournament after all. If I win this game, it's a really good tournament, and the final game is just always so important to win. So I'm really happy to have won this game, and yeah, it all ended well. So I'm really happy. I'm now above 2200. It does not count for the September list just yet, so it will count for the next month. But I'm super happy about this win. It's just so amazing, and yeah, I'm super happy with the tournament overall. It was a great experience. It was a really nice environment. The streamers that were there were amazing. It was so amazing to hang out with them, and all of that I think contributed to a good tournament. There are good vibes overall, and such a great experience. I was really, really happy. And yeah, I hope to be back in Maia next year. It was super awesome. And yeah, I guess it's nice to have one rating. I also won rating in the Blitz tournament. So going to Maia Chess Festival was a great success. So with that being said, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed all the recaps from round 1 until round 9, or maybe you tuned in at some point and you missed some of the recaps. That's completely fine, but I hope you guys enjoyed this series of Maia Chess Open. It was a blast. It was amazing. I have so many more videos to show you from the Blitz tournaments. I have so many Blitz games that I played that are just amazing to share with you guys, so I can't wait to share them with you. And yeah, it was an amazing experience overall, and I want to thank you guys so much for all the support, all the love in the comments. I really, really appreciate it, and I am just pumped and excited to go to the Olympiad next week. I'm so excited. I can't wait, and I'm going to do my best. Having played this tournament, I've gotten a lot of confidence, and I should not extend that to overconfidence, but I'll try to keep it within a good range. So I'm gonna do my best in my next tournament. Wish me luck already. I will also try to post recaps of the Olympiad, of my games in Olympiad. But for now, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for the love and support, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!